Greetings, I'm Lies.
And I am Scandal.
And let's play a game together. And
yes!
Can we please not humiliate this boy any farther? Like, please?
We've been really kind of concerned.
Like the way Small's going, you know what? I need to show you something. Let me meet someone. I'm like, are we gonna basically walk him into the face of someone in like hot pants and a bikini top and be like, everyone's Brittany's friend?
Or again, are we going to like go over to them and they're going to be completely naked because they're like a nudist or something and taking advantage of someone's culture
and also
to go, you should chill. Again, that thing about like, this is a
like,
weird microaggression of going like, your culture isn't valid, you're just freaking out.
Depending on what this is about. Like, I'm afraid of where this is going. Anyway, so we're just gonna... Everyone is Brittany's friend, and since I don't know the tone of that, I got nothing. She's super popular. Over here, Dylan. Please let this be okay. Oh, it is. It's a swimsuit.
It's a swimsuit.
Okay, so we are going to traumatize him a little bit going, in our culture, we show our bodies. I'm not ready for this.
This feels inappropriate.
Do you want to be Brittany? It does. This feels very uncomfortable. You should not... I don't think that you should just, like, basically sink or swim. Here's my culture.
I'm also like, that's
Also, is he going to feel like I'm now obligated to marry Brittany kind of thing? I've been basically assaulted of going, you will see someone's body because we have different beliefs than you.
I'm also like, why wouldn't you then, based on that, with the level of harassment implied, let's go all the whole 9 yards.
Let's
go find what would be termed a male-bodied, air quoting, or male-bodied individual who's going swimming.
Right.
Because that would be the same amount of undress as he was.
Yeah.
And going, ta-da, you've seen his body, now do you have to marry him? Yeah. But I'm like, but that's pure shit. That's exactly what we're doing to him with, I'm like, that's so inappropriate.
Honestly, I would just be like, my culture is different than that. You know, I'd pull out a freaking photo album. The whole thing of, like, running through sprinklers, etc., being like, here's a bunch of people, like, or just be like, you know what? Look, people at pools, whatever.
Have a conversation
before
you do, me.
You don't need to do it. Basically, you don't want to go, oh, no, in our, world, and it's fine if we're naked.
I'm saying, not having to, like, don't visually force it on someone.
Yeah, just talk to someone first.
Talk about and respect them if they still don't want to. Like, or going, I don't understand it. You ready? Here I come!
Splash. All right. Nice one, Brittany! Oh, baby.
All those girls.
Okay, it's many
This is ridiculous.
This seems like so much. Like, we're just suddenly going to... This feels really uncomfortable.
What are they wearing?
Maybe he'll be okay. Dylan whips his head away from the sight of the girls in their bikinis. Even in the dark, I can tell he's blushing fiercely.
Oh, hey, guys!
Brittany starts waving to us.
Want to join us? I can't.
It's okay, Dylan. Just follow my lead. I step forward, while Dylan hangs behind me, hiding his face.
The thing is this, again, I'm going, this would require a conversation going culturally for us without doing this. You should never trap someone basically in a situation where they're this comfortable. Like, and also, if they do also say, too, that they don't want to have this conversation, in some cases, you should be like, I should fucking respect that. If you respect that person, like, screw you.
Right.
Like, this makes me incredibly angry. This is like going to somebody and going, well, you just, I'm like, no, like, do you want to understand first maybe where he's coming from? He seems very genuine. This is not like a troll experience where him just going, I can't see, blah, blah. It's like, it's going, him going, I'm having a cultural thing.
And culture shock is a big thing. And honestly, people get enough culture shock and, like, challenging dissonance in themselves without you shoving them into things. In this case, Small, the only thing I can come up with is very inexperienced and does not know a good way to approach this because she's probably incredibly ethnocentric.
Well, again,
doesn't realize what this is doing to him or what this means to him.
I'm like, this is uncomfortable. Like, whoa, I am...
Hi, Brittany. This is my friend Dylan. He's from out of town. Why can't I say he's from out of country? He's a foreigner. He's from out of country. He's from another country. Would be way better. So I'm just going to headcanon. He's from another country.
Hi! Ooh, you two look so cute together.
Dylan blushes even harder, looking everywhere else but at the girls.
Excuse me, I have to go.
He turns around so quickly, He slips on a wet tile.
Oh, you got that close to the pool? There's a freaking... What did you do? Climb over the edge, Dylan. I'm completely unobservant. I am completely trusting you. I'm just watching you.
Right?
Really? I don't believe this for a minute.
Hopefully he won't fall in, but he's probably going to fall in.
Oh.
Dylan! Yep, he goes. Hang on. Isn't he a water dragon?
Yeah.
Why would he slip? Okay, so why would he slip?
Will you say because those artful heels he's wearing? Because I imagine
for his own element?
Yeah, I know, right?
Really?
Really?
Okay,
really?
you lost me there. Like, I get the whole, we're being inappropriate and we're traumatizing him, and I don't like that. But also I'm like, okay, canon, is he a water dragon or not? Like, can he or can he not interact with his own element, even when panicking? Like, usually you're good at the one thing you're good at, even when you're panicking.
Yeah, pretty much.
He just fell into the pool. Dylan, here! That's your illustration for him falling into the pool. I grab my hands. Dylan takes hold of my arm, but pulls a little too hard, and I'm in the pool. Ah! And we're both in the pool.
And then he turns into a giant fuck-ass dragon. Yep. It'd be cool. Why can't there be dragons?
I want everybody else laughing in the background, being like, oh my gosh, you guys are so wild. Are you okay? Kind of thing, like, wow.
Or Brittany going, whoa, are you? Because honestly, though, so what I feel like some people forget about, though, in regards to somebody who's also, that I've ever seen, sometimes some people who are super extroverted are also really polite. They're like, oh my God, are you okay?
They're
like, so I would
involved,
expect Brittany over to you going like, whoa, because they're your friend,
I fall into, surrounded by cold water and bubbles. Someone pulls me to the surface immediately. It's Dylan. Got your clothes,
he's a water dragon.
You poor thing. Wow, he's treading water like a pro. Did you forget he's from the Water Kingdom? He's from the Water Tribe.
Yeah, he's from the Water Tribe. Katara would be confused.
Well,
but
he is from the Water Kingdom, so how did he slip on that tile? I guess it makes sense that he would be a strong swimmer.
Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just regretting choosing the white shirt that I chose when I was getting dressed this morning. Dylan and I clamber out of the pool, wringing out our clothes. Brittany is there going, gosh, are you okay?
Whoa, can I help? Can we go now, Small?
Yeah, we'd better head home and try off. I'm sorry about your hair. You didn't lose any of your decorative bangles, did you?
Aw, you two lovebirds, sure you don't want to stay? I'm like,
wouldn't you be like, are you two? Okay, did you survive your ordeal?
We're really trying to pull off, basically, for us, socially in the United States, this would be considered basically your white trash friend.
Yeah.
Your white trash, extremely, what would it be like, and this is the thing is, I'm like, culturally, which is not okay, white trash, lower class.
Sort of your trailer trash hoe.
Yep, and
unfortunately.
And that's really...
And she's not connected to anyone, she's not sensitive. You know what? Almost every hoe that I've ever met, pardon the term, it's meant to be friendly and colloquial, I would say, is a really, really nice person. Yeah. And they're super damn helpful because they know what it looks like to have a hard life. Yeah,
like, holy shit. I'm like, this is really... This, again, I'm like...
I don't like the stereotype at all. I'm kind of glad they didn't draw her. Bye, Brittany! Come on, Dylan. Together we slosh down the street in our soaked clothes and shoes. I'm surprised he can't choose to dry himself.
I'm surprised he's not wet all the time.
Why is he also happy now, right? No, you just don't know. He is wet all the time. All the time.
No matter what.
Oh.
Gosh, we look ridiculous.
At least he's entertained.
He's like, I find
seems like it didn't hurt him that badly.
But then I'm like, hang on. So if you're a water dragon, you have a lot of experience with. So you do really just sort of wear clothes so you can be a person? Like, it's totally fine for you to be a dragon and be naked because...
Or maybe they wear clothes as dragons.
Ooh!
Or maybe there's some other sort of like a cultural obscuration that is you don't see our bodies.
Right.
Or they're very, very sort of like colonialistic. We never turn into dragons except for in private.
Ooh, that would be interesting.
Because, it's not appropriate.
Right.
There could be a lot to that. I don't know. I want to know the difference between their 3 different dragon cultures more, actually. I'm interested.
It would be interesting, but I'm still like, damn, Small, you are that was shitty.
I still want to see the back of his hair, too.
Yeah.
It was. Damn. I know, right? Sorry, I didn't plan on going for a late night swim.
It's all right. It was actually quite exciting. Because I like to go swimming.
Maybe the water was refreshing and helped him connect to the situation better.
Right.
Like, actually, I could see that. Now that I'm in my element, even though this is out of my element and not what I'm used to, I'm like, okay, I can calm down a little bit and go, this is better.
Right. I basically went back to more of a safer space for me.
Uh-huh. And so while I was handling,
being assaulted,
while I was experiencing a form of cultural assault and dismissiveness, I was able to get into my safer space.
However, you should never have to frickin' do that. That was incredibly thoughtless. Like, damn small, that was inappropriate as shit.
Dylan smiles at me, water glistening on his face and hair. Dylan is so different when it's just us.
Except...
Is he?
Is he?
Is he a little... Are you feeling like he's a little more casual? I don't know. He's much more relaxed.
Except that he seemed way pretty tense.
He was super tense. So right now in this moment, for this bit, he's much more relaxed.
Because you also threw him in water after greatly distressing the hell out of him. He might have a shit ton of basically adrenaline running through his system and going, I am a little unhappy. Hi, I'm going to crack stupid jokes because I've been really thrown off. You know, or whatever.
I like seeing him like this. Oh no, why does he get undressed in front of us again? Okay, towels are here. Why did you take your clothes off in front of me? You should be doing this alone if that's your belief.
Because it's too late.
But that's your belief system and I want to respect it.
Yeah, well, you just shat on it, so, you know.
Is that what I did? You know what? I don't have enough context for that. I've been very sheltered as an online writer and living with my grandfather, and you know what? I've had a rough day too, and while I don't want to devalue your experience, I didn't realize that was traumatizing for you because I am very disconnected.
Yeah, well, you know, you didn't ask. And also, you didn't seem to react to the fact that when I was uncomfortable, because you saw me naked, but, you know. You
also didn't react to the fact that I was uncomfortable when you just told me we were getting married.
Fair.
We're both bad at this, okay? Both of us.
I don't know if they're incredibly equivalent in that sense, but we'll find out.
I don't know either. Here's one for you, one for me. I start toweling my hair until I realize Dylan is watching me intently. Is something wrong, Dylan?
It's nothing. I was just wondering if you would like some help with it?
It's a paid scene. Sure, I'm fine with that. I feel like, I don't know, for me, like, honestly, we don't know any of them very well. And again, we're trying to figure out who they are in a very short period of time to decide on marriage.
Right.
So I kind of want to know again, even if I'm shit at respecting his boundaries, what he's going to be like in reference to mine and who he is.
I'm like, honestly though, so I'm having a problem too of going like, yes, so we have this cultural thing, which actually in some ways isn't entirely their fault, I will say. They're a part of it, for sure. Yes. But the grandparents and your parents are bullcrap. Yeah. Like, they never warned you about this. The person, the individuals you should be angriest at should be your family.
Authority figures.
Your authority figures, which is stupid because you're 20/now 21.
You're 21.
Like, that is so, you're a juvenile, you're a baby, we just won't tell you anything, we control it. Like, there's so much wrong with this that makes me so uncomfortable.
Do I have a job? Am I in school? Does writing on Prodigy pay me? What am I doing with my time?
Wouldn't that be wild? That'd be super cool. Hey, support your artists on Patreon, or, you know, Prodigy.
Or
like us
on Patreon, right? Which we would appreciate. Thank you. I would like to let him help and see what it's like.
Right?
I want to kind of find out more about him.
Sure, let's do it.
Okay.
I am still uncomfortable, though, that he just went for immediately being unclothed again, because
I assume he's dressed and they're doing this for fan service that I can't access because it doesn't make sense for the character.
Nope, doesn't at all.
So I'm just imagining that he has his clothes on because and they're reusing the illustration because they're trying to have it be interesting for us. I still like the canon of they are not mammals, so they have no nipples.
That would be great.
That'd be great. Thank you.
Take a seat.
What am I sitting on?
Probably the toilet.
The toilet. Pip! Do you know what this is? What is your plumbing system like? Do I care about your infrastructure?
I'm actually honestly really surprised that he hasn't mentioned anything about the bathroom being weird. Because when they decided to throw out him going, this is so weird, I'm like, I was expecting him to go in the bathroom and freeze.
And go, what is this room?
We ran into him and he's completely clothed and just kind of staring at everything, being very confused.
We open the door and Dylan is in there going, what is all of this? I was led here by your grandfather for reasons that I will not mention because they're private, but what is this room?
I
sit down, and Dylan gently starts toweling my wet hair. He stands behind me, our eyes meeting in the mirror.
Wait, there's a mirror.
There's a mirror
in front of the toilet.
Some bathrooms, you know.
They do.
It's true. I feel
so silly about what just happened now.
You shouldn't. Honestly, I should. I freaked out.
Wait, is he immediately going to drop his entire cultural thing in 1 second with one thing?
Don't
because
know.
that's supposed to be Oh
That's
my god.
not appropriate. You shouldn't
That's-
give up your culture because someone else has a different one, honestly, ever, at all.
Uh-huh.
If it's something you didn't like or were uncomfortable with, sure, re-examine your beliefs, but don't do this for somebody else.
Well, and that's the other thing too, of like where I'm saying, like, if you're going to have a conversation like this at all, of going, let's have a conversation about why I think this isn't like is important in one way, and then why you think this is important in another way. Let's share culture rather than being like, rather than being like, my culture is better than yours, don't
like
you know?
this. It'd take a while for you to learn about the human world.
I'm really glad that you're here to help me.
Do you actually need to learn about the human world? Will we come back here after I'm married to a dragon?
That's actually a huge ass question. I was going to ask that myself. I'm going, why aren't you learning then about dragon culture? Is this literally just going to be a basically like harem abuse fest of the guys in your life, basically?
I don't know.
Seeing those girls just now was a real culture shock.
At least we understand that it was culture shock. Thank you for using that term.
It also could have been basically a religious thing too.
Which
like,
would have been
alone.
even deeper a lot of ways.
For some
because
people.
religion, in many cases, is something you choose and practice actively, where culture is something you're subject to and present in.
Right?
Like, that can be a very different weight. You don't know what these people's, like, disciplines and interests and values are outside of, they're a prince, whatever that means.
Yeah, and it's like, you also can't assume that princes are all the same either.
What do you guys wear swimming? Oh, sorry.
We just don't have that sort of thing in the Water Kingdom, because we're mostly dragons, probably,
Yes.
I'm assuming, in water.
It was pretty obvious. What does your swimsuit look like?
What if it's one of those things of going, you're totally allowed to see a dragon swimming, and dragons are the only things that swim, and you become a person, and you clothe yourself because that's supposed to be basically a sign of, like, I'm protecting myself, and this is the way I armor myself up, because, you know, human bodies are weak and ridiculous.
Ah, that could be, I could see that being a cultural thing of going like, you know, the soft, squishy human presentation that we put on to be more socially normative to the other beings we're interacting with.
Right.
Is you should always guard it with clothing.
Right. Oh, even though honestly, I'm confused anyway, because you're just going, you're assuming the dragons want to look like people anyway?
For some reason.
For some damn reason.
Like I said, colonialism, we the Dragon Slayers found an access point to their world and started coming in and fucking it up for them.
And the dragons went, you look cool as hell. Either that or you didn't fuck it up for them, it was just the fact the dragons went, damn.
Or the other option, we start fucking it up for them, and they go, we are trying to get along with you, so we need to emulate you so you feel safe with us.
Right?
Like, you know, every culture that the white people have ever conquered. Why everybody everywhere has pictures of their kings and queens and high authorities dressed in European style, somewhat influenced by their own culture, because people went out and conquered.
And everyone that is the clothing of the conqueror, the smart people, the good people.
The powerful people.
Which is also then you had a lot of colorism that came in from that too, because, you know, the people who tended to be more in charge had, on average, much paler skin.
Yes, it was pretty obvious. Dylan, I know your kingdom has its own rules
Except you
about
just
this sort of
shat on
thing.
them.
But, but, I know you have this, let me invalidate all of it. We're in the human world now. Things are different here. How do I know that? Also going, I know your world has all these things. I now assume that I know that there must be other things. You have to try and understand us.
That disgusts me.
If I'm going to marry you, you're going to have to try and understand me. And I can be pretty random sometimes, and I'm not very aware.
And you act like that's an excuse for your behavior.
It's true, I do. Wait, hang on. I haven't had
Don't deflect.
You're right. I'm not used to these kinds of conversations. My grandpa doesn't talk much. That's not an excuse either, you're right. On the other hand, we've got a lot to learn, probably both of us.
I'm not going to argue with that, but don't use that as an excuse.
All right, I'll do my best.
Okay. Oh my gosh.
Hang on, how old are you anyway? Do you know I'm not very old for my people? How long do dragons live? What's your age of maturity?
I am mature.
I am mature, deflecting. Are you sure you're not deflecting now? It's fine.
Yes. I suppose I could make more of an effort.
You assume you're taking me with you. Why would you need to?
After all, I am serious about wanting to marry you. That hasn't changed. That thing about respecting your partner?
Yeah.
But also, again, culturally, depending on where you're from, in some cases that might be considered to be unimportant.
I just want someone else somewhere to just call him Sphinx and us be like, why did they call you that? And he's like, oh, that's my professional name. So hard.
It's my social name.
It's my formal name.
Yep.
Yep. And going, why didn't you give us your...
oh, so do you like being called, but that's assuming it's a nickname.
Yeah.
Oh, so do you just like being called Dylan then? He's like, it's a very personal experience, actually, when I give someone the name Dylan.
Yes, and you go,
oh.
oh.
Oh. I hope you can accept that.
Sure, Dylan. That's okay by me.
By the way, about those girls earlier.
Yes?
I was not looking at their bodies at all. I mean, oh god, I hate this trope.
I mean, we are the only one that's qualified for him to be interested in us, so...
The thing though is...
While it's romanticized, that is a reasonable statement of, my position dictates that you are the only person I should be after, therefore
However,
I have
that
no
would
interest.
be, in my opinion, stated differently and not put in this sense. So what I'm talking about is the trope of going, a lot of people going like, God, we got together, and then I don't look at anyone
I don't
else.
want anyone but you ever, not even fleetingly when I go, damn, they look cool as hell. Nope, that doesn't exist.
Nope, you don't and the thing is that can actually basically start to dissolve into real life relationships where people go, yeah, well, I can't look at anyone else, and they start resenting the shit out of their partner.
Or going, if I ever do look at anyone else and think anything that is not in line with my current monogamous decision, even think it for a second. I clearly have an issue with my partner because I shouldn't even be doing that. No, that doesn't work at all. You also want to live, and you might have suicidal thoughts sometimes. Even if you don't ever feel them, they might pass your mind. You look at your relationship with yourself and go, oh my God, I looked at over that edge and went, what would happen if I jumped for half a second? My relationship with myself is bad. Like, it's okay to have thoughts.
This is why the thought process, or basically the school of thought that has popped up, and you can find it really strongly in some religious circles, of just going, but if you think the thought, you've done the thing.
Is horrible.
Which is
it's
horrific.
So terrible.
It's so nasty.
We're so creative and so curious and so open-minded, and we take in variables so quickly that we're gonna think almost everything if we're ever exposed to the idea of it at some point.
The thing is
there's nothing wrong with thinking.
What tends to really matter is what you do with the thing you're given. Again and again and again. It's like you can think some really terrible crap. And then it's like, did you then go out and punch or stab the person in the face like you thought like your brain going, it would be interesting if I stabbed them in the face. Did you? No! It doesn't make you a terrible person for thinking about it either. Bodies and brains and thought processes, as far as we understand, we have what's called an intrusive thought a lot
of time. And the most important thing, again, is it's actions that count. It doesn't really matter what you're thinking about if you choose things that add to your world and are positive choices for your environment.
And also sometimes actually actively engaging in your thought process can also change where those intrusive thoughts pop up from. Like if you constantly keep indulging in, and I will say indulging, because sometimes it really does become a thing of going, I like thinking about dark things because it hits me in an emotional space because I'm so unhappy with my life because you're coping, right?
Right.
Like that can be a thing that can happen, because I've definitely done it before. And just going, the more actually sometimes you try to actively think about positive things, you can actually start changing your intrusive thoughts to being more positive oriented. It doesn't mean that you're a bad person if you have then one bad thought or whatever. That's the other reason why I hate age.
There's no real necessarily bad thought, but a thought that isn't in line with what you want your life to be like. It is okay to have those.
I mean, you're the only woman I'm interested in. I just wanted you to know that.
He rests a hand on my hair, with only a towel separating me from his touch. Oh no. Am I blushing? I need to distract him. Your turn, Dylan.
Oh, okay.
We swap places, and I focus on drying off Dylan's long, silky hair, and trying to figure out how to do this around the cool-ass decorative rings he's got in it.
He's like, I actually took them out because I was going to clean myself, so point there off on the, you know.
Or going, he hasn't taken them out yet because he hasn't dried his hair yet. And going, and he'll be like, let me help you with those real quick.
I know how to get those. Hold on.
Wow, do you use some special shampoo in the Water Kingdom or something?
It's a secret.
It's genetic.
Therefore unobtainable.
I better get the hairdryer. Oh, you don't know if you want to do that, actually.
Oh, what? Oh, also, by the way, if people...
belt. Like, you take off all of your other belts and things like
that. No, so the one thing I was going to say, if you guys don't know about it, they actually do talk about it. So for some hair, and it doesn't have to happen all the time, but depending on how you treat your hair, sometimes actually using a hairdryer can damage your hair more if you don't want to damage your hair.
Right. Some types of hair are really
susceptible
to heat and dryness damage, where they need a certain balance of moisture to not break continually. And so it's really important to, some of them you can still use a hairdryer very thoughtfully and with that, the right like temperature control on it, but it's really important to be aware of it. We don't know anything about his hair.
Right.
The minute I turn it on, Dylan leaps from his seat in shock.
Ah!
He flees from the bathroom before I can stop him. Dylan? It's just a hairdryer. I should have explained. I'm sorry. I'm being insensitive again.
Why is this?
It's not going to hurt you. I'm not going to hurt. Poof!
He got
dressed so
yanked
damn fast.
all of his clothes.
He grabbed the entire pile of clothes,
which was hanging over the bathroom.
It was
pole.
It was on the shower rod.
The shower curtain rod. Yeah. Yep. And he just yanked all of them and fled out the door.
Pop and put them on all perfectly. Are you okay, Dylan?
Yes. Sorry. I think I'm done. Thanks.
I'll just drip here in the hall. It's fine. Okay. If you're sure.
Small. I realize that I still have a lot to learn about the human world, even though we're not going to be here very long, but sure.
The plan is not to be here very long.
And also, again, I'm grumpy because I would like to know about the dragon world and the process of leadership and what's expected.
I'd love to ask about my dreams, since I've been dreaming about dragons and dragon slayers, and now I know dragons and dragon slayers are real, and going, hey, so maybe these dreams are actually related to reality in some way. Can I talk about this?
Like, that would actually be super...
Anyway.
I'm fine. I'm not irritated at this game at all.
It's fine.
From now on.
I'll try
to keep an open mind from now on. If it's for your sake, it's worth it.
Dylan, you're making me feel funny inside.
Except for the fact that
I don't want to have a crush
for you,
on you,
it's worth it. Even if I hate myself, even if I dislike this, and this is
even if
not
it's deeply uncomfortable, I'll do it for you. Please don't hurt yourself for me.
God, again, more abusive romantic tropes. Anyway, well then.
Dylan places a hand over his heart, bowing graciously. Oh.
I wish you good night and sweet dreams, Small.
Right. Why did you run all the way? Okay, you ran all the way outside of the apartment into the hallway, it occurs to me. I turned on the bathroom really is right in the entranceway, isn't it?
Yep.
Like, you walk into the front door, into the bathroom, and he ran out of the front door into the hallway, and then got dressed out there real fast so no one would see him. And I went, hi. Can you just imagine a house where the front door leads into the bathroom? I'm just like, but really, he just was spooked so hard he ran all the way out of your house and into the communal hallway, half naked.
I'm also like, God, this particular trope in a lot of ways too. Like, yeah, it's that colonialist fantasy thing where they're like, yeah, you know, the disabled, unknown savage. We will civilize them.
Savage, yeah.
I hate this. I'm sorry. I'm uncomfortable with this right now.
I watch him head off into the guest room, moving in that graceful way he does.
I didn't know he moved gracefully.
I didn't know either.
New information.
New information. Poof. Also, Dylan, you are graceful. Oh, okay, good. Put that on your... Go sweeping gently down the hall. Whoosh. I think, damn, he'd look good in a dress.
Damn.
His hips would look beautiful in that, like that swooshy walk. I just want long skirts. Amazing.
You would look fabulous. He's like, oh, normally we do wear those.
We actually do wear those. Well, it's gonna be hot.
Yes!
All right, he heads back into the apartment since we've disappeared out into the hall. He's so different from Phoenix and Wright. The three of them are different people? I'm not kidding! Oh my God. What's that saying? Still waters run deep?
Still waters run deep. Yep, I've heard about that one.
Dylan doesn't seem to speak much. But something tells me there's a lot going on in his mind.
I mean, he seems actually pretty conversational. Like,
he does. He talks quite a bit. What she means is Dylan doesn't seem to be emotional very much, but it seems like there's a lot going on under the surface. I bet his formal presentation doesn't, masks a huge amount of other complexities underneath that I can't access right now.
Yes, it's
specifically
possible,
my access. And his heart too. I make sure to say goodnight to Phoenix and Grandpa before turning in. Because Ray already went home, of course.
Yeah, pretty much. Rye's gone.
It's weird, suddenly having so many people in the house. In this really big, empty apartment house. I wonder how long Phoenix and Dylan are going to stay. Until you pick someone, probably.
You have to pick someone. This is not a question. This is not even up for debate.
How long will it take for them to see that I'm not going to marry them?
Well, you know, until the game basically gets as much, currency out of you as it possibly can. Because we've noticed with these games in particular, like, the idea is even if you're, like, strongly going more towards one or the other, they seem like they're going, no, you have to go through the whole story.
It forces the other routes. Even if you choose, no, I'm really interested here, you still have to do premium choices with the other people. They still are offered constantly. And I'm going, if I'm not interested in them, why would I even keep having these kinds of conversations with them? In the same way that, yeah, there's a game that we're just sort of putting off a little bit, going, we feel like we're going to be forced into something else that we're not a big fan of, but that's fine.
Well, you know what? It's time to shoot ourselves in the foot and maybe just go for it.
We will. We will. I'm going to do it.
Yep.
It's no use. I've been tossing and turning for the past 2 hours. They say that when you can't sleep, you shouldn't force it. Can we write now? Can we do writing now?
Right.
I get up from my bed, putting on my slippers. I should go find something to do. You could clean up your floor.
You could do that too. So you don't trip
Maybe
everywhere.
It will help if I make myself something to drink. All right, which boy's going to be awake? Hang on.
Grandpa?
Wait, this isn't in the communal hallway with locks on the individual doors? This is a lock on, like, our bedroom door?
It's okay. We're just going to have repetition everywhere.
Oh my God, this looks like an external professional hall. Hang on. We have 2 apartments, and we have to go between them to get the different parts of things. It's been remodeled so that the living quarters is over here and the sleeping quarters is over here.
How much money do we make, apparently, when both of our parents are archaeologists, so when we were growing up?
So the parents own the other condo, and we've just used them both together, turning that one all into bedrooms while they're gone so often.
So you're saying your grandpa owns the other one? So you've basically moved over to live with your grandparents?
Right, with my grandparents. So it's 2 condos, and we go out into the communal hall, and we treat them both like one condo together, the way we've done the furniture.
Well, I was saying grandparents in the assumption that basically at some point there had been another grandparent, and then that grandparent seems to have died.
Yes, or gone away somewhere.
Yep.
The kitchen light is on. Who's awake at this hour? I listen closely, making out 3 familiar voices speaking quietly. Oh dear. How do we make her see how important this is?
You can't force her. No one is forcing her.
I still like this graphic convention. It's very fun.
But I agree with Phoenix that it's important for us to stay focused.
At least Dylan and I know our purpose with Small. But what about you?
What do you mean? What are your intentions towards Small?
It's Phoenix, Dylan, and Rye. They're talking about me.
There it is!
All right, well, we're going to wrap up the episode here, then,
so thank you very much, guys, for joining us. Yep. I have been Scandal.
And I have been Lies. And it was great playing with you. Bye!